Hello, everybody. I'm back. This is my life update for all of my fans, my followers, my friends that have been so good to me over the years. I've had a lot of people contact me on Facebook, leave messages and various videos, and ask, "Where are you, John? What's going on? You coming back?" And sometimes I've responded and said, "Yeah, I will soon." And things just happened that I wasn't able to. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know that my wife passed away now almost 3 years ago. And since then, I've been single father, trying to raise my adoptive son as best I can. Also helping out my goddaughter until she finishes high school, and she's living with us. A year ago, my son ran away and had a rough spot. Over the next few months, there was various things happening with him. I didn't want to do any videos after my anniversary video just because there was too many things going on in my life that I thought was going to come through as not being positive. And I've always wanted my videos to be positive. I've always wanted them to be uplifting. And it's been real hard over particularly the last 9 months to do that, because there's just been so many things that just haven't been hitting on all cylinders. I've had some health issues come up. Discovered that I've got 2 ruptured discs in my cervical spine and my neck that I had some problems with. And my son's been in trouble quite a bit. Got himself in a situation where he was put on probation. And in some respects, he did better in some things, but in others, no. Kind of thought things were going a little bit better here lately. I thought maybe he was kind of catching on and learning what was going on, working through his trauma, and beginning to deal with the issues that he's had his entire life since he came to us whenever he was 5 years old. And in some respects, I let down my guard, and he surprised me. Valentine's Day, he ran away. Ran away with one of my vehicles. That vehicle was recovered by the police, and the next day my second vehicle was stolen. He is involved with some people that has gotten him in a lot of trouble. He's still missing. He's still on runaway status. And, I'm worried that terrible things will happen to him, by him, and that's been weighing heavy. So in that respects, this is one of probably the worst periods of my life, as far as me being able to cope and deal with it. So why am I doing a video? I'm doing a video because it has only been through the support and the prayers and the love that I've felt from my social network community, family, friends, and my God, that has enabled me to come to a point where, being in the lowest point of my life, possibly, driven to my knees, looking at very real potential of financial ruin, bankruptcy, selling my house, having to move, quickly. All those things are looming and in the back of my mind, but I'm not afraid. I came to a realization that I was not going to allow fear to dictate how I lived my life and how I responded to situations in my life. If I had not done the trauma work, the things I was writing my book about, and I haven't really touched my book in the last year, working on some ideas on revising it, and maybe that's all this I'm going through is for that end, so that I can communicate how I've further grown and further progressed in dealing with my own traumatic emotional past, and in dealing with more traumas. For a long time, over the last months, it's been a struggle for me to be thankful. And it's been difficult for me to think about my blessings. And I guess it's maybe sometimes only whenever you get down to your lowest low that you realize what those blessings are, and you're able to praise God in the storm instead of waiting until it's over. I know a lot of my friends and a lot of my followers are not believers. That they are either anti-theistic or agnostic or atheistic. I know that there are a lot of different faiths represented of varying types among the people that have watched my videos over the years. But one thing I do know is that there is a power in this world that is above and beyond our human endurance and strength. And without that power, without the love of others, and I believe a higher power, that higher power, I believe with all my heart, is Jesus Christ. Without the love and the strength and the support that I feel in the good days, in the bad days, in the worst days, I wouldn't have been able to make it. So that's one thing I want to tell you. I want to ask for your prayers. I want to ask for your support. I want to ask for the good vibes for those that aren't the believers. We as a species, as the human race, we share something. We share life. We share experience. And when we get right down to it, we all would not survive without the care and the consideration and the love of others. And I believe that comes directly from God. So thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your prayers. I do not anticipate things will get better before they get worse. I fully anticipate that I have more bumpy roads ahead before this chapter in my life will be fully played out. But I'm not worried about that. Um, the I've had people tell me uh, that they're worried about me, that they're worried about uh, my safety, and I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to hide. Even to the extent I'm not going to not say what's going on in my life, because I truly believe that God's got my back, just as a lot of you have got my back. And for a long time, I couldn't pull my head out of my butt long enough to realize it. And in fact, for a while, I would get into these moods where I was having a pretty good pity party, where I was diving down into depression, where I felt like I was cursed. Why were these things happening to me? Well, when it comes right down to it, it's only the level of severity as to whether things happen to us in our lives. You know, things happen. And, as the saying was back a few decades ago, shit happens. And you either step over it, step in it, and if you step in it, you clean it up. If it gets thrown on you, you wipe it off, you take a bath, and you move on. You don't wallow in it. God didn't guarantee us or promise us a smooth road. He promised us a narrow road. He promised us a road where we did not have to travel alone. But he promised us that we would have a road and that we could make choices on that road. I choose faith, and I choose to praise God in the storm. Here in the United States, we're in a very trying, troubling, tumultuous time. But I believe that we are fighting for the things that make us truly Americans, which is that we value our families, we value our country, and we value the hard work of the average everyday citizen. And those are things that are biblical principles. Those are things that God has always said. You don't have to be a king. You don't have to be a big shot for you to have the full blessings and the full attention of Him. Each and every one of us has value because we are members of families, we are members of communities, and without one another, we're just not going to make it. We think we can. We think we can go it alone. We think we can go on our own strength, but we can't. Recognizing that we have power over not our circumstances, but over how we respond to those circumstances. And I'm going to respond with faith, and I'm going to respond with praise, and I'm going to respond with thanksgiving, even in the most darkest days. That's what's been going on. Ups and downs, roller coasters, emotional explosions, and feeling numb a lot. But I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to work hard at being happy, like I say every time when I do a video. The second thing I say is work hard at being happy. And to be safe. Well, safe is to be cautious, to be aware, to not take undue risks. But in my heart and in my mind, part of that safety is trusting, for me, in God to have my back, and trusting in my friends and my family to have my back. So, from my shave family, have some good shaves. And for everybody else, work hard at being happy, but definitely be safe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.